So let's just settle into nice, comfortable seated posture. And just really, try and feel the bottoms of your feet on the floor, really making contact with the ground. I think someone is unmuted. Oh, okay. Really try and feel the weight of the legs in the feet and also the weight of the sits bones in the chair. Just try and align your shoulders with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light. It stretches from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just imagine you're putting some space in between those vertebrae. You lengthen the neck. And then maybe you can think of the ears lengthening. Just like a Dr. Spock, pulling, just very gently gliding up and back to align your ears with the shoulders. And just go to the crown of their head, and maybe you can feel some sensation there. Relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes and the nose, the cheeks, and the back of the tongue. Relax the jaw. The back of the head, the occipital bone, and the neck, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. You can have your hands just relaxing in your lap if you wish. You can have them in the traditional meditation mudra, or just resting on your thighs, whatever's comfortable. And notice the sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale through the nostrils. And then be aware of any sounds in your environment. Just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. And then notice the thoughts that are arising. Just allow the thoughts to bubble up and then maybe abide. And then, I guess the trick for particularly these thoughts that really don't serve us is to just not engage with them. Try not to follow the story or have an opinion. And then, just take a step back and watch, just like a scientist might be curiously looking at an experiment. So you can be a little bit objective about what's in the mind, trying to determine what serves you, what doesn't. And then maybe just releasing those things that don't serve you. And then let's think about, so here we're thinking, this next little tiny meditation we do, we're thinking about equanimity. We're also thinking about impermanence a little bit. So, bring to mind your loved ones. These are people you really, have these deep and profound relationships with. And then there's our strangers who we probably couldn't care less about. And then there's our, the people we don't like so much. And these, due to this impermanent nature of this world we live in, this samsaric world, things change. We're moving into autumn here. There's a distinct change in the light and the temperature in the morning and the evening. Relationships change. People change. So, due to that, these relationships can, be interchangeable even. They're also, all of these people are equal, though, despite how we feel about them. They're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for an enlightened mind. So we think we do this Vajrasattva practice this evening for all those people of our life and by extension, all sentient beings. So I think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can create positivity as well. And we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And you can think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience, and we know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance. And the first little section is thinking about refuge. So, we think about taking refuge in this Buddha Vajrasattva in the same way we would take refuge in our doctor if we were sick. So he has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you can imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. And his arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then we have this little section about developing compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed, since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime down the track. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and then think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power of remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with our body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and all the inappropriate speech, talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you just imagine that you've walked into a room, it's pitch black, you flick on the switch, and the darkness is instantly dispelled. So you just imagine as the light hits your heart chakra from Vajrasattva, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness and anger and violence, depression, bitterness, grudges, resentment, jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Savalsidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of your body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light nectar and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. As we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So now feel you're completely purified and there's not one atom of negativity in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to this power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in this purification process. And it's a really crucial one, this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again, keep following the same old habit energies. So this determination, this aspiration to not harm becomes like a beacon that guides our body and speech and mind in new directions. So just think, rejoice in your efforts coming along here tonight. And then also maybe think of something you'd like to work on between now and Monday. Or maybe you can just work on a couple of things. Could be do with your speech, could do with some habit you have, like eating too much chocolate or something like that. And this determination to not do again gives us strength to change. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind, and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So we think in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So just, whatever level you understand emptiness, even if it's only just you've heard the word. So just think about maybe all phenomena as being empty in this way, that they don't exist from their own side. It's not that they don't exist at all. It's just that they're not existing the way we think they do. And the way we think that things exist is based on, our physical structure, how we see things, how we smell things, our education, our socioeconomic background, our cultural background, all can affect how we perceive the world. And it's not the same for everyone. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, and may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And we'll do our 3 little verses for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation. We're on chapter 2, the reply. And so the Blessed One, Lord Shakyamuni, the best of men, the fully awakened one, extending from his mouth his handsome tongue, a tongue unmatched both its breadth and in both its breadth and length, displaying a gentle smile to living beings, a smile that fills the threefold world with light, that tames the enemy, the 4 Maras, that ends unwanted birth in all 3 forms, his voice melodious like that of Brahma, completely filling all the triple world, replied as follows to the Lord of Secrets, to Vajrapani, strongest of the strong. And let's, as we do, a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long. So he arrived in Switzerland today, again looking very shiny and very bright. I mean, I'm just always kind of amazed. I'm just like, wow. And then a strong wish for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche and the long lives of all of your own individual teachers. All right. Lots of love, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and happy birthday to all of you, even if it's not your birthday. And I wish everybody a long and happy and successful life. So lots of love. And I will see you all on Monday. Okay.